In my family, the selection wasn't just a tradition, it was a death sentence. The rule was simple. The moment a girl turned 13, she was presented at the annual summer gala. Within a week, a contract was signed with a business partner of my father's, usually a man in his 50s who needed a young, obedient wife to manage his estate. I grew up thinking this was normal. I watched my sister Elena get whisked away by a man who already had grandchildren. She looked like a ghost at her own wedding, but my mother just smiled and said, "It's the price of our security, honey." To avoid the selection, I did the only thing I could think of. I became the troublemaker. I dyed my hair neon blue, I failed my classes on purpose, and I stayed as scrawny as a stray cat. I figured if I was damaged goods, no businessman would want me. My parents called me a stain on the family name, but I didn't care. As long as I was useless, I was free. Then, in my sophomore year, everything shifted. My history teacher, Mrs. Gable, pulled me aside after class. She'd seen the bruises on my arms from where my father disciplined my rebellion. When she went to get a first aid kit, she left her laptop open. I saw an email from the state's Child Protective Services, with my family's name in the subject line. I started digging. I realized we weren't just traditional, we were criminals. In the United States, you can't trade daughters for corporate mergers. There are no cultural loopholes for forced labor or child marriage. I started a secret book club in the back of the school library. 4 of my cousins, all 12 and 13, joined me. I taught them the words that would trigger a police investigation. I gave them the numbers for local shelters. We practiced saying, "I am being held against my will," until it sounded like a battle cry. The night before my 16th birthday, my selection night, my father barged into my room. He'd found my notebook. He called me a traitor and a disease. He told me the contract was already signed. I was leaving for a private estate in the morning, but he didn't know. I'd already sent the signal. When the limos pulled into the driveway at dawn, they weren't met by guests in tuxedos. They were met by flashing blue lights and federal agents. I'm in a foster home now, and for the first time, I'm actually eating. I'm not a stain, I'm just a kid. And that feels like the best tradition of all.